welcome to a brand new podcast episode celebrating International Women's Day. I'm your host, Charmaine, and I'm here today with two familiar names, Bennett Wong, VP, MDC at Analytics, and Shabana Upanal, Director, Talent Management, APJ. Thanks for joining us today. According to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. As good as that sounds, if we're all equal, then why aren't we all treated equally? In order to answer this question, we need to understand the difference between equity and equality. So this question is for you, Bennett. In your opinion, how should equity and equality be defined?
So thank you, Charmaine. Let me start with defining equality. Equality to me means that any individual or group of people are given the same resources or opportunities to succeed. And it is built on a system of meritocracy. This means that everyone has an equal chance of succeeding regardless of their social status or background. However, in a corporate environment, I think we do need to recognize that not all employees start from the same baseline. On the other hand, I think equity is a bit different. Equity recognizes that every person and co-worker comes from a different background. And as an organization, how can we provide the right resources or the right opportunities to these different individuals based on their different circumstances? And so that these individuals who has a different background has the right level of support for them to succeed and to perform to their level best and to their fullest potential. So Shabana, what do you think?
No, you put it very well, Bennett. Thank you for sharing that. I completely echo your words there. Just to add what I feel personally about the difference between equality and equity is, for me, equality means that everybody gets the same thing, whether it's treatment, resources, opportunities. But equity for me means that the experience that each one of them carries from that should be the same. So in that sense, what they receive in terms of opportunities or resources could vary. But at the end, the experience that they carry through that should be the same. And that for me is equity as far as it applies in either a social setting or professional setting as well.
Taking all this into account, so what does this year's IWD campaign theme, Embracing Equity, mean to you?
I think we're at the beginning stage of this very exciting journey. And in my opinion, the key to embrace equity successfully means that how we practice fairness or being impartial in our decisions, and not just by providing an equal playing field or platform for employees to succeed, but also being actively involved in the whole process of ensuring that there are guardrails to identify disparities to ensure every employee has what they need to achieve success.
Those were some great insights, Bennett. Thank you. And I really feel there's a very important role that allies can play in creating this culture of equity. For me, an ally is someone who recognizes and supports the struggles or the challenges that are faced by marginalized groups and also take actions to help address those issues. Especially in the area of gender equity, I would say there is a lot that allies can do and promote this culture. Some of the things that come to my mind are they can speak up. Allies can use their privilege and speak up when they witness instances of discrimination or bias, and also advocate for policies and practices that promote gender equity. Additionally, they can also amplify women's voices. They can use their platform or their influence to amplify the voices of women, particularly in situations where those voices may not be otherwise heard. Mentoring and supporting women is also something that allies can do to ensure that they're providing opportunities for women, particularly those who are early in their career or facing barriers to advancement.
Those are great points, Shabana. What do you think, Bennett? Are there any ways in which men can be more effective allies to women?
Well, I think Shabana makes very interesting points, right? She talks about coaching, she talks about speaking up. I think allyship is not just restricted to leaders or to men, but allyship should also be extended to women as well. Women supporting women to build an ecosystem of co-support. I think that's very, very important. And I think in today's world, there are definitely opportunities, not just for leaders, but for co-workers of all different levels to be able to provide their support to ensure that there is equity being promoted within our organization.
Absolutely, Bennett. I particularly like your comment about allies, not just males. Women allyship is equally important. A couple of things that particularly jump to my mind in terms of what could be done and how male allies can play a very critical role in promoting and advancing gender equity are listening and learning. Listen to the experiences and the perspectives of their women co-workers or team members. and seek to learn more about the challenges that they face. They can also involve themselves in attending events or engaging in conversations, whatever brings them to understand that group much better. The most important piece here, I would say, would be holding themselves accountable. Male allies can hold themselves accountable for their own behavior, their attitude, and strive to be a part of the solution to gender equity. This can involve reflecting on their own biases and privileges and working to overcome them. So whether it is male or women allies, the role that they play in terms of using all these influences create an equitable society and organization for everyone.
Well, I think embracing equity can manifest in different forms. And as a corporation and as a leader, I think we need to demonstrate equity from the top. And the most important thing for us is that we have to set the right culture and having the right mindset in motivating our employees to embrace and practice equity behavior on a daily basis. For example, how we practice fairness or being impartial in our daily decisions, not just by providing equal playing field or platform for employees to succeed, but also being actively involved in the whole process of ensuring that there are guardrails to identify disparities to ensure every employee has what they need to achieve success.
Just to summarize, taking action is obviously the bottom line. Allies can really help build a culture of equity and achieve those wow moments that you just spoke about a few minutes ago.
So regardless of our gender, where we come from, where we live, what we look like, what we believe in, everyone deserves the same opportunities. So that brings us to the end of another episode. Thank you, Bennett and Shabana, for coming to speak with us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you both. Thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in. We will return with a new episode. Until then, have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Charmin and Bennett. It was a pleasure conversing with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamin. Thank you, Shabana. Have a good day.